One of my friends has a birthday tomorrow, so I'm gonna be making ube coconut cupcakes. We have dinner reservations at a place that serves very hearty food, so I'm gonna be using coconut oil and agave syrup to make this recipe a little bit healthier. Let's start with 1 2/3 cup of all-purpose flour. Next, we have 1/4 teaspoon baking soda and 1 teaspoon baking powder. Then we have 1/4 teaspoon of salt. And finally, 1/3 cup of coconut flakes. Stir these guys together until they're well combined. All right, now we're gonna set aside our dry ingredients. We are going to be combining our liquid ingredients. Start with 3/4 cup of coconut oil at room temperature. Next, grab your hand mixer and we're gonna whip up some air into this coconut oil. All right, so I'll whip that up for about 2 to 3 minutes to incorporate some air in it. Next thing we're gonna add is 3/4 cup of agave syrup or maple syrup or honey. If you're wondering why I'm always using agave syrup or maple syrup or honey, your body processes them a lot longer and doesn't leave you at a sugar crash, unlike if you were to use normal sugar. All right, let's see if we can whip up some more air into this. Next, we're gonna add 3 eggs at room temperature, 1 at a time. And don't forget to scrape the sides of the bowl if necessary. My OCD makes me do it pretty often. Next is our star ingredient, which is 3 teaspoons of ube extract. And finally, 1 cup of the alternative milk of your choice. And give this one final whisk. Whoa, it just instantly went from yellow to purple. That was crazy. Next thing we're gonna do is fold in the dry ingredients with the wet ingredients. Mix it just until the batter is combined, because if you overmix it, gluten development will happen and then you will not get the fluffy, moist cupcakes you wanted. Okay, now we are ready to put this beautiful purple batter in the cupcake tins. Get a scooper so that all of your cupcakes are the same size. I think I'll use this one because it's purple. Okay, these look good. Now we're gonna stick these in a preheated oven at 350 degrees for about 15 to 20 minutes. While we wait for the cupcakes to cook, let's work on our frosting. So here I have a 19-ounce can of coconut cream that I stuck in the fridge overnight so that the fat part will solidify and separate from the liquid, and we're just gonna take the fat part and whip it up for a frosting. Make sure you use a chilled bowl. I stuck this in the freezer so that your coconut cream has an easier time whipping up. Just take all the fatty parts, forget about the liquid. Wow, this can's a fat one. All right, so I hope you clean your hand blender because we are going to be standing here and whipping this up about 3 to 5 minutes until you get stiff peaks. All right, so that should be whipped enough. It's pretty stiff, as you can see. So that could hold up as a frosting for your cupcake. The coconut cream has its own sweetness, which works pretty well, but I think I want to amplify the sweetness just a little bit. So here I have a 1/4 cup of honey. You can use agave syrup or maple syrup if you're vegan. And I'm gonna slowly add this and whisk it into the coconut cream so that we can retain the stiff peaks. Should we add ube extract to it? So here's 1 teaspoon of ube extract to make it pretty and purple. Ooh, so that looks really pretty. We're gonna wait for our cupcakes to finish, let it cool, and then we'll put the frosting on top. So our cupcakes have done cooking. They aren't the prettiest against the white cupcake liner, but they are delicious. I sneaked a bite in one of the other ones. Take a frosting bag and place it inside a glass so that it lends some stabilization for when you're piling the frosting inside the bag. There we go. Now we're ready to pipe. Can you tell that I'm not a pastry maker from the way I'm frosting these? Those pastry chefs, those cupcake bakers and stuff, they make this look super easy. It's taken a lot out of me. It's not easy. Okay, so Doug is back. I'm gonna have him try one of the Ube Cupcakes and see what he thinks. Just grab one.
There's coconut in here. And I like the texture, the crunch of the coconut inside.
Right, so it's a good thing that I added that coconut in the batter, even though it made it look kind of lumpy.
I can't quite put my finger on the frosting. It's very light, almost like a whipped cream.
It is a whipped coconut cream, and there's some honey in there that I put. Yeah, so it's very light. If anything, it's kind of fragile, so it'll melt pretty easily.
Yeah, it's very enjoyable and refreshing and not heavy, which is what I don't like about frostings.
All right, so that's my take on Ube Cupcakes. If you love coconut, you're going to love this recipe. Thanks so much for watching. Go ahead and subscribe, give me a thumbs up, and I hope to see you in the next video. Bye!